Well, I'm saying yes, 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 yes to life. I'm saying yes, 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 yes to life. I'm saying yes, 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 yes to life. I'm saying yes, 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 yes. Woo! Yes to life. The spirit of love within me is expressing itself right now. The spirit of joy within me is expressing itself right now. What are we gonna create today? The universe is ready to play. Yes, Spirit surely will lead the way. Yes, if you just say yes. I'm saying yes, 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 yes to life. Yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, 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 yes to life. I'm saying yes, 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 yes. Woo! Yes to life. I'm saying yes to life, yes right to here, life. Right now. Yes, the spirit of life within me is expressing itself right now. The spirit of light within me is expressing itself right now. Whatsoever you conceive, if you believe it, you can achieve it. The universe will always agree. Yes, if you just say yes. I'm saying yes, saying, 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 yes. I'm saying yes, saying, saying, yes, yes, yes. I'm saying yes, I'm saying yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, 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 yes to life. Oh, I'm saying yes to life. Oh, let me hear you say it, say it, say it, say it, say it. Let me hear you say yes, yes, I'm yes, 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 say it, say it, say it, say it to life. Let me hear you say it, say it, say it, yes to life, yes to life. I'm saying yes.
everyone has got the same motivation. Love is love, the same situation. Give love and help one another. In this world, there's only each other. One blood, the human race. If you feel the same, let me hear you say.
Say yes, yes. Say yes, yes. Say yes, say yes to a world with a little more love, little more love, oh yeah. Everyone, say yes to a world with a little more love. Say yes to a world with a little more love.
Good morning and welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. We are coming to you live from the Inspiration Cafe. Yes, we were coming to you from the picnic last week, and yet it wasn't live. So I do trust that you looked at the website later so that you could see our wonderful, delightful, joy-filled time together at the park. And we'll do it again. It was great. Well, we are so glad that you're with us this morning. This is a place sometimes referred to as a transformation station because we have the ability to utilize these beautiful principles of science of mind that we learn and practice and share with each other. And it's a wonderful opportunity to be together in this beloved community, walking together, dancing together, crying together, laughing together. And we utilize these beautiful spiritual tools to make a difference with every imaginable kind of human condition. So I'm Maxine Kaye, and it is a great privilege for me to be the spiritual leader of this wonderful community. And our community, since we have been live streaming, of course, goes far beyond Paola, Pennsylvania, and that's a wonderful thing. So we welcome you wherever you may be in the world right now, and wherever you may find yourself on your spiritual path. You are in the right place, and it's the right time, and you're the right people. So thanks for being with us today. We move along on this journey, and we know that our whole Centers for Spiritual Living purpose is awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And what a wonderful opportunity for us to be doing this together. We know that there is spirit within everything because God is all there is. And that means that you and I came full blown right out of the heart and the mind of God, and that we have within us all the capabilities that we could ever imagine to make our lives and to make this world a better place. And as a matter of fact, we know that we are working together to co-create a world that works for everyone, a world that works for all. And so as we walk together, dance together, move together arm in arm along our spiritual evolutionary path, we realize that our purpose statement is very important. And if you know our purpose statement, would you care to say it with me now? Ready? Living, loving, learning, spirituality that works. Yes. And now we'll have an opening song, and it will be Yes, 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 Eddie Watkins Jr.
All right. If it could be that we agree, meet on common ground, plant a tree and spread the fruit of love all around, would you say yes? Yes, yes, yes. If it could be that we agree to live in harmony and set aside all that divides for the sake of humanity, would you say yes? Yes, yes, yes. Come on, everybody, sing with me. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. If you believe like I each other till every voice is heard singing yes, 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 yes. What would you say if we found a way to end our poverty so all could live with dignity from sea to shining sea? Will you say yes? Come on, everybody, sing with me. Yes, yes, yes. Woo, yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. Ooh, come on, everybody, sing with me. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Say yes, yes, yes. Woo. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. I love that. Thank you, Eddie. Well, I'd like to have a little few minutes with the kids, please. Would you gather round? You could get back to your whatever you were doing or enjoying and eating, perhaps breakfast, but come and spend just a few minutes with me if you would. Hi. Gosh, we miss you. And it was so good to see a couple of you at the picnic last Sunday. So I am picturing you in my mind's eye. And whenever I do get to see you, I'm always amazed about how much taller you have gotten. Does everybody tell you that? You don't want to hear that. What I want to talk with you about this morning is, do you remember the book I'm sure you have read in years past about the little train that could? Remember that? Oh, he had a big mountain to get up, this little train. And he's going, I think I can. 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 I know I can. I know I can. I did it. Okay, he made it. He continued to move from wondering if he possibly could, hoping that he could, ultimately to knowing that he could. Now, we can take a good lesson from that. Remember when you were coming in person to Fun Day School, even those of you who are now teens? When you were coming in person to Fun Day School, what did you learn? One of the most important things I believe you learned was that God is everywhere present. God is our source. God is our very life. And that each of us came out of the very life of God itself. So what's true of this beautiful, loving, wise, and wonderful presence is true of each of us. And there's a powerful good in the universe that's available for us to use. So when we realize that there is nothing that is impossible to God, and that you and I are part of that loving, wise, and wonderful presence, then we can remember what you learned in Sunday school. God can. God in me can. I can. Isn't it wonderful? God can do anything, and God's life is right within and all around you and me and everyone. Therefore, once we stop thinking we have to try and do it ourselves, like I think I can, then we move into, with God, all things are possible. And so I'm letting that loving, wonderful, wise, and marvelous power work through me to do what I know is mine to do. God can. God in me can. I can. And there you have it. So enjoy your waffles or whatever you're doing right now. And looking forward to seeing you in person again before too long, okay? Love you so much. Talk soon. Bye. There they go. Okay, I know in my mind's eye, I see them scampering off. And now it is time for a meditation. Are you ready for meditation? Let's have a sweet, quiet time together where you and I begin to get in touch with this loving presence, this precious life, this wonderful, peaceful power, okay? Breathing in the life of spirit, then breathing out and allowing ourselves to feel the beautiful movement of that precious presence throughout our physical body temple, where we feel and know that the healing power is gently and specifically moving through every cell of our bodies, every muscle, every fiber of our being, relaxing and renewing and bringing us into a peaceful, serene awareness that the healing presence is doing such wonderful work within us that we can simply relax and enjoy the flow of this precious spirit, renewing, energizing, healing. And now feel that loving presence and power moving through our emotions, bringing a sense of balance, tranquility, harmony. And now as it moves through our mentality, there is balance and clarity and just a beautiful awareness that through our mind, the infinite inspiration of the divine is always taking place. And the physical and the emotional and the mental comprise the persona, this triune nature of our humanness, which is so precious. And through the persona, the spirit expresses continuously with grace and ease and a divine healing presence. So as we feel ourselves filling up in consciousness with the spirit of life itself, we allow ourselves to feel relaxed, renewed, energized, and in perfect peace and power. And in this place of pure spirit's expression, let's allow this loving, healing, powerful presence to begin to move out into the room where we may find ourselves, out into our community, every place that this loving presence and power touches. There is healing and wholeness. There is peace and tranquility and a power for good that changes the energy from anything negative into the pure, clear knowing that the infinite possibilities of God are already becoming a reality within families, within communities, and moving out into the world itself, bringing the peace that not only passes understanding, but brings understanding. The understanding that underneath any chaos, conflict, that there is love, divine love. And this loving, healing energy is greater than any external conflict. It is doing its perfect work right now. And as we allow it to move out into the world to do the healing process, we now come more deeply into our own heart of our own hearts, which are all being held so tenderly in the great heart of God, and simply rest in this place of healing and restoration. in the silence, the golden silence, the sacred silence, the healing is taking place. And as we continue to be held in a divine embrace, as we continue to envision a world that is held in the arms of love, divine love, we rest and we give thanks that a new world emerges with grace and ease and in perfect time. The love of God is greater than anything we may have ever known. And we're grateful that it continues to do its holy work. All is well. All is well. And all manner of things are well.
Yes, I am here to love. Yes, I am here to serve. Yes, I am here to be the love of God. Yes, I am here to love. Yes, I am here to serve. Yes, I am here to be the love of God, my God. And I know forevermore that I am loved. Yes, I know forevermore that I am loved. Yes, I am here to learn. Yes, I am here to live. Yes, I am here to be the love of God. Yes, I am here to learn. Yes, I am here to live. Yes, I am here to be the love of God, my God. And I know forevermore that I am loved. Yes, I know forevermore that I am. Yes, I am here to love. Yes, I am here to serve. Yes, I am here to be the love of God, my God, of God, my God, of God, my God.
Lovely, And now it's my great pleasure to introduce to you our practitioner of the day, the lovely Georgiana Gord.
Thank you, Dr. Maxine. And good morning, everybody. You know, it's interesting. The word yes only has 3 letters, and it may seem small, yet it is just so big. And I think about the yes in the truth of spirit, in the truth of God. And I just would like to take a section of Ernest Holmes, who was the founder of our Science of Mind practice. On page 639, his glossary talks about, in the glossary, it talks about the truth. And if you think about the yes, as I say, part of the statement, the yes that the spirit is indivisible, it's changeless, and complete within itself. Itself is all that it is, changeless and complete. Within itself, both cause and effect. It's the Alpha and Omega. So please join me in our opening treatment, our affirmative prayer, which we call spiritual mind treatment. And I'm going to do this in the first person, so I'd love it if you just choose what's most comfortable for you. And I am stating this treatment with regards to knowing that yes is the inspiration of my life, because my life is the life of God, because God is all there is God. God is the Alpha and Omega. There is no beginning, there is no end, there is just center. And this center is right where I am. And with great gratitude, I unify in this center of my being. The center of my being that I align in with peace and joy and harmony and wisdom. And the inspiration of the yes, the in spirit of the yes I can, the yes I am, and the yes in gratitude. And in this knowing, my realization of the yes is right where I am in this moment. And the realization that the yes I can is in this service. It's in the scenes in front and behind the camera. And this yes just beautifully and gracefully flows easily through Dr. Maxine as she brings her heart, as she brings her message, and as she brings her yes, I can. I'm so grateful for this, and I'm grateful for the reminder that yes is what life is all about, because it's the life of God that's right where I am. So yes is not just the word of the day. Yes is in my cells. Yes is living through my heart. And right now I just have in a beautiful script the word yes right in my heart, because that yes welcomes me to be me, which is me to be the life of God. So thank you, Mother, Father, God, the Alpha and Omega, no beginning, no end, as I release this into the law, knowing without a doubt it's already said yes. And I say thank you. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. Thank you, dear Georgiana. You can go that way. That was powerful. I love your treatments. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Now, would you care to say the affirmation together with me, wherever you may happen to be? Ready? I am confident and capable of living my best life, expressing my innate talents, and fulfilling my greatest dreams. Yes, yes. What a great word. Oh, my goodness. Well, today we're continuing with the theme for July, which is Born Free. And today's talk is Yes, You Can, in case you hadn't gotten that by now. So I'm happy to read also from the Science of Mind on page 296. Know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. To reduce the whole thing to its simplest form, whatever one reflects into mind tends to take form. We have a very simple, powerful, universal teaching. What we focus upon shows up in the world. You know, Jesus taught this over 2,000 years ago, too. It seems to take a little while for human beings to catch on to these things. Have you noticed? I can remember many, many years ago, I gave a workshop in California on principles of successful living. That happens to be a chapter in our textbook by Ernest Holmes as well. And I called it Success Comes in Cans. And I took a lot of soup cans and I put labels on them, new labels on them that said success. Success comes in cans, and everybody got a can that said success on it. I don't know what was in it. It would have been a surprise. It would have been up to them, right? Don't we determine what is successful to us? Don't we decide what is important to us? And sometimes we're not aware yet. We haven't yet awakened, perhaps, to the possibilities that our word of truth can create. As Emma Curtis Hopkins said, truth on your tongue. Isn't that a wonderful picture? Truth on your tongue. Have you noticed that sometimes the words that are coming out of our mouths are far from being truth? They may be fact, they may be temporary, they may be complaints, they may be concerns, they may be fears, but they're not truth on our tongue. And that's what we want to substitute, isn't it? That's what we want to become more aware of. So, too many times we're believing that it is impossible, that things have gotten to such a point that it's impossible to get them better for ourselves in our personal lives, for the people we know and love, for the world itself. I like to change that word. I'm possible. I'm possible. And why am I possible? Because I, that's you and I, are individualized manifestations of the very life of God itself. And that is infinite possibility. With God, all things are possible. And my dear ones, we are always with God. God is always with us. Why? There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. That's a song too, isn't it? There is one life. Say it with me. There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. Again, there is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. Doesn't something resonate within your heart, your mind, your body when you say those words of truth on your tongue? That is what makes everything possible. We cannot ever be outside the life of God because it's the only life that there is to have or to be. And it's complete, and it is perfect, and it is wholeness. And you and I emanate from that one precious life. And the divine energy moves through us as we open to it, of course. So these infinite possibilities exist for greater living for us personally and for a greater possibility of a vision of a world that works for all. We're all part and parcel of this, you see. So as we read in Scripture, I stand at the door and knock. The divine is always, that divine urge is always standing at the door and knocking. And the door opens from within. You see, we have to open the door. What's in the way of that door being opened? Is it sort of like Fibber McGee's closet, where everything comes piling out because we need to look at what needs to be handled and transformed? Let's see what might be keeping us from opening that beautiful door. You see, you and I simply need to extend the invitation. The knocking is always there. we get to say, yes, please. Yes, come on in. And then realize that that divine presence is already within. It lives within our hearts, always. But we distract ourselves with all these things in our lives and out in the world that we forget. We have quite a forgettery. I want to bring back our spiritual memory. Remember means to bring back together, bring the parts back together, and finally realize that the parts are all part of the whole and they cannot be separated. Now, you probably noticed this. I'm going to go ahead and, they say if you can't hide it, paint it red. Maybe next time I'll paint it red, although I should only have it for another few weeks. Many of you know that I have this little funny thing on my finger. It doesn't hurt. I must tell you, it doesn't hurt. It never did. It's usually a sports injury, but this was not a sports injury. It was, I don't know what happened. I just know that it needs to be in this splint for 8 weeks. And I'm more than halfway through. And that's a wonderful thing. But I can't hide it because I can't take it off. I must leave it on in order to have a very healthy, wonderful finger. And I'm delighted. So the fact is, facts change, right? The fact is that this is a mallet finger. What a wonderful thing. And I tell people that it happened when I was trying out for the Eagles. And I didn't make the team, which is probably a good thing. But since I'm waving it around at you, I thought I'd better address it. So there are facts that happen in this world, and they're always in the process of changing. This is in the process of complete wholeness, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for the techniques that are used, that are God-given, in order for us to move through these things and then experience our wholeness and the joy of just being able to do everything that's a little trickier to do right now. But boy, I'm getting really good with this hand. And that's a good thing too. Learn and grow. So we must remember our source. Always. And we forget sometimes, and let's come back. Let's remember. Bring the parts back to the wholeness and realize that they're not really parts. They're individualized manifestations of the wholeness. Everything is energy, right? Quantum physics has taught us that. And our teaching, which is part of New Thought, which is really ancient wisdom, has always known this. And isn't it great to have this confirmation from the world of science that our thoughts have everything to do with how the world responds to us, that the observer changes the energy of what it's observing, whether it's a wave and it will change, what is being observed and examined and studied will change according to what the expectation is of the observer. How much clearer can we get this message that we can move from no, I can't to yes, I can by understanding that we're not doing anything by ourselves, that there is a presence and a power within us that is greater than we are of our human self, and that knowing this truth sets us free and keeps us free as we maintain our intention upon it. Amelia Earhart said a wonderful thing. She had a lot of wonderful things. She did a lot of wonderful things, and then zoop, there she went. Well, that's okay. She left us with some great energy. She said the most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest of it is merely tenacity. We must be tenacious in maintaining our focus on the truth beyond the appearance. Gee, who taught us that over 2,000 years ago? The truth beyond the appearance. Judge not by the appearance, but judge righteous judgment. I love that word righteous. It doesn't mean holier than thou. It simply means the right use of our thought and our intention. and our attention, the right use of this beautiful principle, the law of cause and effect, as Jesus taught, the law of sowing and reaping. That's what we do. We're little religious science farmers, sowing and reaping. And what have we been sowing and what have we been reaping? Well, look around. We are not responsible for all the problems in the world. But isn't it wonderful to know that we have the power within us, with our creative intentionality, to shift the energy of what's going on in the world, starting, of course, with shifting the energy within ourselves, within our own consciousness, and discovering what's keeping us from opening that door from within our own hearts. What are some of the concerns, the doubts, the fears, the erroneous beliefs? You see, when we make wise, creative choices, it's when these doors open to life-giving freedom. Freedom. It's what it's all about. Okay, you may not believe this, but it's true. I was a very shy child. I know, but still true. But one day I learned to speak up, and I haven't stopped. And many of you may recall that there was a flour company. The commercial was, with our flour, you can do anything. And it became the can-do flour. Since I don't have stock in that company, I'm not even going to mention the name of it. But it was a can-do flour. And what I got from that was, I am a can-do girl. I am a can-do girl. And I began saying yes to life more. Thank God I had early on, while I was still in my single digits, I had a Unity Sunday school. And then in my double digits, starting at 10, I had a religious science Sunday school. So I learned and I utilized these beautiful principles of knowing the truth that I can because God can and God through me can. And that was a wonderful realization. So what keeps these doors to our greater realization of life and aliveness and possibility closed? But doubts and fears, right? Anybody ever have any doubts or fears? Let's shift our attention from human willpower, ego-driven, I can do this, to spirit power, because I of myself do nothing. It is the Father within, the Creator within, the presence within, the principle within, the divine mind and heart within that does it all. Remember, I've shifted these energies. We're all shifting these energies. And remember the story I told you some time ago, maybe twice, but if it's a third time, that's okay, about the wonderful tenor who would stand on the stage in front of the piano, and his accompanist waited for him while he closed his eyes for a moment, became very still, and then smiled, turned to the accompanist. Let's begin. And there was a stage manager who wondered time after time what this was for him. And when this wonderful tenor came backstage, the stage manager asked him, "May I ask you, what is it that you do when you seems like you take a moment and close your eyes?" And he said, "Oh, I'd be glad to tell you. I simply say silently, more of thee, less of me." Well, he knew he was the instrument through which the voice of the angels could sing. More of thee, less of me. What a wonderful thing for us to say before we do anything. Anything. Our community has heard this story before as well. It was many years ago, not that many, few years ago, when I was attending a ministers' conference in Lake Arrowhead up in the mountains in California. And we had some extracurricular activities besides all the learning and the being together and the camaraderie, which is always delicious when these ministers get together. But one thing we were offered, if we chose to do it, was a ropes course. Anybody here done a ropes course? Right. It's really wonderful. It's about team building. And the ministers we'd come together, we'd team up, and we'd find ways to scamper up trees and do amazing things and zip lining, and it was wonderful. But there was one particular activity that only a few of us could do because of the time element. And I was very fortunate to be able to do this activity. And it was simply climbing up a telephone pole and jumping off, right? And so, of course, we're all hooked up. We've got the safety thing on our back and the lines that go down below, the ropes that are being held by our colleagues. You know, these are not necessarily trained professional rope holders. They're ministers. What do ministers know about ropes? Well, we better learn the ropes, right? So they're all down below, and we're attached. So I scamper up the telephone pole, and that was easy. That was real easy. But do you know what they have on the top of a telephone pole? They have like a very small metal Lazy Susan, where when you get up there, you must turn around 180 degrees before you're facing the trapeze where you are to jump off and you're to grab this trapeze. Piece of cake, right? Well, I got up there easily, stood up on the very top, turned around, and made a mistake. This is a very good lesson for us all. I looked down, and I lost my footing, and I fell a couple of feet down the telephone pole and grabbed it. And the leader of the group down below, who was a professional ropes person, said, as I'm starting to scamper back up again, he said, Maxine, did you want to go again? And I said, yes, please. And got up there, did my little turnaround, looked up at some trees that were even taller than where I was. And I became a tall, stately tree. And with great confidence, knowing I can, yes, I can, I jumped off, grabbed the trapeze, and swung down to victory. When I got back down, my beloved staff minister, Melanie Colpart Patton, had been taking a picture. Thank goodness I have that picture. And she said, do you know what you said to him when he asked if you wanted to go back up? And I said, I have no idea. And she reminded me that I had said, yes, please. And very confidently, when I went back to my church after that center in Palo Alto, California, that became our motto. And it has become one of the mottos, we have many of them, in every place I've ever been, including right here in Paoli. The answer when I say, well, what do you think? Should we do it? And I have heard the whole congregation say, yes, please. That is a fabulous attitude. I can do it because I am not doing it by myself. I'm doing it. You and I are doing everything we do with this creative power. And so we must remove everything between that door so that it can be an open door of invitation to the presence and the power and the possibility that is universal, not only for our own lives, but for the world. We are making a difference. We are not making a positive difference when we get too involved in, oh my gosh, it's awful, it's terrible, we can never solve this. Yes, we can, because we're not trying to do it of our human selves. We are inviting this loving fabulous, infinite power to work through us, to come up with creative possibilities. There are so many creative possibilities for any human problem we can imagine, for any global problem we can imagine, and we don't have to imagine them. There's plenty. But you know, in addition to the yes, no is an important word too. No to the naysayers. No to the it's too late. No to the you're too young. No to the you're too old. No to you're only a this, and no, you haven't accomplished that. We have to say no to the no people. And we have to know that these are erroneous beliefs. We can heal them. That's the great news. We can heal them. And then we can begin to say yes to life with all of our hearts, all of our strength, and all of our soul. Yes, yes. There's a book called Alive and Ageless. Some of you may have heard of it. And there's an entire chapter that is devoted to a number of mature people's experiences. It's called Encouraging Examples. And in that chapter, there are people of a certain age who have performed amazing physical feats. I don't know that jumping off a telephone pole is an amazing an amazing feat, but it's a lot of fun. There are people of a certain age who cycled all the way across Canada, who took up scuba diving at a more mature time in their lives. There are examples of people who formed loving relationships in their maturity. There are people who broke out of the old restrictive beliefs in ageism. There's no expiry date, as our Canadian friends would say, on the youthful energy that we can all experience at any time. So once we finally realize the extreme power of our source, then we demonstrate real success in our lives. And it doesn't just come in cans. It comes from the yes, I can. It comes from the yes, please. It comes from the confidence of knowing that we have worked through those limiting beliefs and exchanged the energy of them for positive, constructive, healthy, heart-happy beliefs and awarenesses of the truth. I not only think I can, I not only know I can, I did. I know. God is all there is. God can. God in me can. I can. Then we begin activating the cure, the wholeness, the healing for our entire world. It becomes then we can. But we have to stop believing in the nincompoopery of the world. We must cease focusing our attention on the, oh my God, ain't it awful? It doesn't mean we're not going to feel with our deep, compassionate hearts the pain that other people are feeling for a moment. But we have to move past that. Empathy is wonderful, but we have to bring wisdom along with that. Compassion and wisdom go together. The Buddhists have always known this. And they focus upon the wisdom of the Buddha and the compassion of the Bodhisattvas, the compassion and the wisdom. We let our hearts feel what people are going through just long enough. As Agnes Sanford said in her book, The Healing Life, you bring your light into the person's darkness just long enough to lead them out of the darkness into the light. You don't stay there. We cannot stay there, or it'll be the blind leading the blind falling into the ditch. We need to keep our candles trimmed. We need to keep the light shining warmly and brightly. So to heal the world, which we're all here to do in our own way, to heal to bring the wholeness back into reality with a capital R. It's the only way we can accomplish this, by letting God be God in us. That's how. Can I contribute to a healthy vision of a world that works for all? Yes, I can. Can you contribute to the vision of a world that works for all? Yes, you can. And yes, we must. And it's a delight to do it. We're the ones to do it. We're not the only ones, thank God. There are millions of people all over this planet who are doing our conscious, caring, compassionate, creative, constructive work to make a difference. So I'm going to ask you to respond, yes, I can, wherever you are, to each of these questions. Can you find the divine source, the fount of your life within you? Yes, I can. Can you surrender all doubt to the infinite wisdom of the universe? Yes, I can. Can you feel the mighty power and presence of God moving through you? Yes, I can. Can you rise up to a new consciousness of infinite possibility? Yes, I can. I believe you, and so, my beloveds, beginneth our lesson. Thank you, mighty people. All right, now we're going to have another wonderful activity, and it's called our prosperity celebration. And many of you already find your ways of giving online or automatic each month. Some of us still love to give in this wonderful way, where I like to hold my gift to my heart. Why? Because I know every good gift comes from the very heart of God, and it is my great pleasure to give back to the closest opportunity, the closest instrument for my spiritual food. It's this place right here. So let's take our gift, at least metaphorically, to our hearts if you've given them in other ways. And will you join with me in sharing our prosperity celebration affirmation? I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered. And so it is.
I say yes, yes, to the thing itself. Yes, yes, to the way it works. Yes, yes, to what it does. Yes, 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 to how to use it. God, Spirit, that's the thing itself. Cause of all creation, origin of everything. It's what makes me sing. Powerful foundation. Whatever I'm doing, wherever I'm going, it's the voice that whispers in my ear. I say yes, yes, to the thing itself. Yes, yes, to the way it works. Yes, yes, to what it does. Yes, 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 to how to use it. That's the way it works. Principle in action. Limitless is what I am. Yes, I know I can live in satisfaction. Heeding the call, having it all. Peace of mind is mine. I say yes, yes, to the thing itself. Yes, yes, to the way it works. Yes, yes, to what it does. Yes, 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 to how to use it. The channel is wide open, the circuitry divine. I'm focused on the positive, and ooh, that's fine. I demonstrate abundance and manifest the proof. Immersed in love and wisdom, surrounded by the truth. And I say yes, yes, to the thing thing itself. Yes, yes, to the way it works. Yes, yes, to what it does. Yes, 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 to how to use it. Yes, to the thing itself and to the way it works. Yes, to what it does and yes, to how to use it. Yes, to the thing itself and to the way it works. Yes, to what it does and yes, to how to use it. The channel is wide open, the circuitry divine. I'm focused on the positive, oh, that's fine. I demonstrate abundance and manifest the proof. Immersed in love and wisdom, surrounded by the truth. And I say yes, yes, to the thing itself. Yes, yes, to the way it works. Yes, yes, to what it does. Yes, 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 to how to use it. Yes, yes, to the thing itself. Yes, yes, to the way it works. Yes, yes, to what it does. Yes, 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 to how to use it.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Payson Burt. I'm president of the Board of Trustee, or vice president. Oh, sorry, Edie. I've usurped you. Vice president of the Board of Trustees, and I'm here with today's announcements. Yay! Welcome, everybody. Yes, we are live streaming from the Inspiration Cafe here in Paoli, and we're thrilled that you are tuning in today, wherever you are. Dr. Maxine, I'm looking at her over here, not at the camera. Thank you very much. Whenever you were talking about can filling success and all that, I kept on thinking of Andy Warhol. and they're overflowing and actually coming off the canvas and everything like that, and it kind of worked for me. Thank you again for such a great message, and we're excited that you are all joining us today. We've updated our July BOT spot for you from Edie Janik on behalf of the board. Here's the quote. Last Sunday, we had an absolutely wonderful in-person celebration followed by a tasty outdoor picnic at Wilson Farm Park. It was so delightful and heartwarming to reconnect with the many who were able to join us. All who attended expressed their joyful enthusiasm in gathering and spending time together face to face. Please know that your board is working with our community to provide more in-person events and Sunday celebrations while continuing to deliver top-notch live streaming every Sunday. Our next in-person event will be a labyrinth walk at St. Thomas's Episcopal Church in Fort Washington on Saturday, August 20th from 10:30 a.m. to noon. Details are on our events calendar. The board is also being mindful of expenses and evaluating income to plan for the future. We will hold our annual members meeting this fall. We'll be announcing the date soon, and we'll share the center's budget based on current intentional giving programs, progress, class income, and other overall expenses. While we have navigated well through some challenges over the last few years, the center, its members and friends continue to benefit from our care and enthusiasm for its future. Together, we will make a difference in each other's lives, the lives of those seeking a spiritual home, the larger community, and the world. Thank you to all who help make this possible for the sharing of your time, treasure, and talent. Next, Reverend Mike's Science of Mind textbook group continues each Saturday at 9:45 to 11 a.m. 9:45 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. If you'd like to jump in, just go to our events calendar and click on the Saturday you'd like to join and register using the link. Reverend Mike will send you an email for instructions to join. If you are watching us and enjoy our Sunday celebrations and love notes on our Facebook and YouTube channel, please be sure to like, to subscribe, and to share with others. When you subscribe, you will receive notices when our Sunday celebration and our daily love notes are uploaded. Again, We will continue to live stream our Sunday celebrations every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Just visit our website www.cslphilly.org, and click on the orange Watch Live button to see all our virtual love notes and past Sunday celebrations. Now, that's it for today's celebrations. We're going to have a wild transition in a second here. I'm handing the microphone over to Maxine, and we are going to go back to the podium. Hold on to your seats. Here we go.
Here we go. We are in transition. Hello. And here we are again. It's been the communal microphone today. And thank you, Payson. Payson has done everything, not only the announcements, but all of the station work here at Studio 1A. Is that what we call it here at the Inspiration Cafe? Wonderful job, everybody. And Linda, thank you for everything, all of you. So great announcements, wonderful, always good things happening here, and you're helping to make it so. Now we're going to have a closing song by Amy Steinberg. Now, can you imagine what this one is called? It is called Yes.
I say yes to the goodness. I say yes to love. I say yes to abundance raining down from up above. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes to forgiveness. I say yes to God. I say yes to the moment bringing me such positive thoughts. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes. No to the darkness, no to the fear, no to the voices that scream about despair. I say yes to the glory, yes to the light, yes to the voices that sing out with light. They're saying yes, they're saying yes, they're saying yes. I say yes to surrender. I say yes to grace. I say yes to the beloved looking back at me when we're face to face. I say yes to acceptance. I say yes to faith. I say yes to the lessons I'm learning how to grow through all the pain. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes. No to the darkness, no to the fear, no to the voices that scream about despair. I say yes to the glory, yes to the light, yes to the voices that sing out with might. I said no to depression, no to the rant, no to the voices that tell me that I can. I say yes to authentic, yes to the truth, yes to the laughter, yes to you. I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, I say yes. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna be in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl.
And so with great joy and confidence in our hearts and minds, we go forward into a day of yes, yes, God can, God in me can, I can. And so it is. So it is.